Back in the heady days of Pong, it would have been hard to imagine how far games development would go. But with the release of the Xbox 360 and the PS3, developers finally had the opportunity to produce games with presentation and artistic merit to rival Hollywood. Now let's get one thing straight. A cinematic game is not the same as a game with lots of cinematic cutscenes. It's a game with film-like presentation and production values, one which immerses you in its atmosphere, character and story in the same way a great film does. That's why you won't find anything like Final Fantasy in this list. The juxtaposition between cutscene and gameplay is just too jarring to provide a consistently cinematic experience.
That bastard's been hitting us.
No, what you'll find instead is games like Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway, which enters our list at number 5.
The woods to get us in the open.
The developers of Brothers in Arms have a serious knack for storytelling. Rather than simply try to recreate the unrivaled in-your-face intensity of a game like Call of Duty 4, they've created a gaming series with rounded, emotionally fragile characters and a message: war is hell. The historical grounding of this World War II game helps greatly, but the excellent graphics, script and acting are what most make you feel like you're playing a part in a film. Only slightly weak sound effects let the side down. At number 4, we're going with Grand Theft Auto 4.
We are all looking for
GTA 4 is quite a departure for the series, swapping the fairly hollow silliness of previous entries with a gritty, often miserable portrayal of life in the States for an illegal immigrant who's steadily sucked into a life of crime. Sure, it's got lots of comedy in it, but most great action films do, and the dialogue is better written and delivered than a lot of what Hollywood has to offer. Chuck in excellent, memorable characters, exciting cutscenes, and a film-like story arc, and you have a work of serious cinematic merit.
You got my word.
At number 3, it's Gears of War. Okay, so the premise, nasty aliens try to take over Earth, is hardly groundbreaking. But there are plenty of great sci-fi action films with a generic story too. What sets Gears of War apart is its use of gritty graphics, excellent sound effects, and film-like camera angles, all of which means you can play out your Starship Trooper-style fantasies without ever leaving the house. From what we've seen of the upcoming sequel, it looks like it's going to be an even more cinematic experience. At number 2, it's simply got to be Dead Space. The newest game on our list is also easily the most frightening. Clearly inspired by films like Aliens and Event Horizon, no other game conveys claustrophobia and panic in the same way Dead Space does. This is as much down to the impressively detailed backstory as it is to the superbly dark and gruesome graphics and pants-threatening sound effects. This is simply one of the most film-like games in existence. However, the number 1 most cinematic game has to be Metal Gear Solid 4. We said at the start, tons of cutscenes don't necessarily make a great cinematic game. So some people may find it odd that Metal Gear Solid 4, one of the most cutscene-heavy games in history, makes it to number 1. The point here, though, is that the cutscenes blend brilliantly with the action, both in terms of graphics and pacing. This creates a terrifically seamless, cinematic experience. Of course, the story is superb. Confusing at first? Yes. But the global terrorism theme makes this a real action thriller. When you also add excellent dialogue and acting and stunning graphics and sound, you've got a game that truly takes the fight to Hollywood.